Hey everyone, hold on to your popcorn because we're about to unpack the wildest Hollywood drama that's got the internet on fire. This is the kind of scandal that feels like it was ripped straight out of a movie script, full of betrayal, courtroom, showdowns, and jaw-dropping moments that'll leave you speechless. We're diving deep into the legal war between Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni. And trust me, this story is a roller coaster you won't want to get off. From sneaky PR moves to cringeworthy public blunders, I'm breaking it all down, and you're going to want to stick around until the very end for the full scoop. So, grab a drink, get cozy, and let's jump right in. Let's start by setting the scene. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are Hollywood royalty. They're the couple everyone envies, gorgeous, talented, and always serving up couple goals on social media. Blake's starred in hits like Gossip Girl and The Age of Adeline, while Ryan's the king of snarky humor with movies like Deadpool and Red Notice. Together, they're a powerhouse, with a combined net worth in the hundreds of millions, and a fan base that hangs on their every move. Then there's Justin Baldoni, the underdog in this story. He's an actor and director, best known for Jane the Virgin, and directing It Ends With Us, the movie at the center of this mess. Justin's still building his name in Hollywood, but he's got big dreams and a reputation for being passionate about his work. These three were supposed to make movie magic together, but instead, they're caught in a legal battle that's shaking up the industry. So how did we get here? It all started with It Ends With Us, a romantic drama based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel. Blake starred as Lily Bloom, a woman navigating love and abuse, while Justin played Ryle Kincaid, her complicated love interest, and also directed the film. The movie was a big deal, fans were obsessed, and it had all the makings of a box office hit. But behind the scenes, things were anything but rosy. Rumors of tension between Blake and Justin started swirling during production, with whispers of creative disagreements and power struggles. Then, in a move that shocked everyone, Blake filed a massive lawsuit against Justin, accusing him of harassment, retaliation, and creating a toxic work environment. Her 200-page complaint was packed with allegations, including text messages she claimed backed up her story. The internet exploded, and suddenly, this wasn't just a movie, it was a scandal. At first, Blake had the upper hand. She's a beloved star, and when someone with her influence makes a claim like that, people listen. Social media was flooded with support for her, with hashtags like the Believe Blake trending worldwide. Fans praised her for speaking out, and some even called for Justin to be canceled. He lost projects almost overnight, and the media painted him as the villain. It looked like Blake and Ryan, who was allegedly pulling strings behind the scenes, had this in the bag. But here's where the plot twists. Justin didn't back down. He lawyered up with Brian Fredman, a legal shark who came ready to fight. And fight they did, turning this drama into a masterclass in how to flip a narrative. Let's talk about Justin's comeback. His legal team didn't just defend him. They went on the offensive. They presented evidence that completely flipped Blake's story on its head. The biggest bombshell? Those text messages Blake used as proof. Her lawsuit included snippets that made Justin look bad, but Justin's team showed the full conversations. Turns out, Blake's team allegedly cherry-picked texts, leaving out parts that showed the exchanges were playful and professional. They even claimed she edited out emojis, like smiley faces and winks, that proved the messages were meant as jokes. Imagine taking a friendly text, cutting it up, and using it to build a $400 million lawsuit. That's bold, and not in a good way. When Justin's team laid out the complete messages in court, Blake's credibility took a nosedive. Suddenly, people were questioning everything she'd said. The courtroom has been a battlefield, and Justin's team is winning round after round. They've shot down Blake's request for a gag order, which would have stopped both sides from talking to the press. They've also dismantled her claims for protective measures, arguing she doesn't have the evidence to back them up. Insiders say Judge Lyman, who's overseeing the case, is getting frustrated with Blake's team. One source claimed he warned both sides to stop litigating on social media, threatening to move the trial date if they didn't cool it. But Justin's lawyer, Brian Fredman, isn't slowing down. He's been giving press conferences after every hearing, making sure the public knows Justin's side. It's a risky move. Defying a judge's warning takes guts, but it's paying off. The court of public opinion is shifting, and Justin's starting to look like the hero in this story. Meanwhile, Blake and Ryan are in damage control mode. Sources say they're panicking, with their PR team working overtime to salvage their image. Blake's latest move was to amend her lawsuit, adding new allegations and claiming other people on the "It Ends With Us" said experienced harassment from Justin. It sounded like a desperate attempt to regain momentum, but it backfired big time. Fans and critics slammed it as a weak move, accusing her of throwing out new claims to distract from her losing streak. Social media is ruthless. People are calling her out for grasping at straws and questioning whether her original allegations were even true. Instead of winning sympathy, she's fueling the narrative that her case is crumbling. It's a tough spot for someone who's used to being adored. Now, let's talk about Ryan Reynolds, because he's not just a bystander in this drama. He's been trying to play the supportive husband, but his moves are making things worse. The most infamous moment came at the SNL 50th anniversary event. Picture this. Blake and Ryan show up to a star-studded gala, despite the scandal hanging over them. Everyone thought they'd keep a low profile, especially after skipping events like the Super Bowl, where Blake's bestie Taylor Swift was living it up. But Ryan had other ideas. In front of a room full of A-listers, he cracked a joke about Blake's lawsuit. A joke about a $400 million legal battle that could ruin careers. The room went quiet, and sources say people were stunned. Some stars avoided the couple all night, and insiders claim they were the last to leave, with only a few people, like Paul McCartney, even bothering to chat with them. That SNL moment was a PR nightmare. Fans called Ryan tone-deaf, and celebrities at the event whispered about how out of touch he seemed. Social media lit up with criticism, with people saying the couple should have stayed home. The joke was supposed to show they're unbothered, but it did the opposite. It made them look like they're not taking the situation seriously. Some speculated Blake didn't even know Ryan was going to make the joke. She looked caught off guard. Whether it was planned or a spur-of-the-moment thing, it was a bad call. Sources say some A-listers even questioned why the couple was invited, and organizers faced backlash for letting them attend, let alone make light of the drama. It was a bold move, but it crashed and burned. Let's zoom out and look at what's really at stake here. This isn't just about a lawsuit. It's about survival in Hollywood. For Justin, this is everything. He's still building his career, and when Blake filed her lawsuit, he was nearly blacklisted. He lost movie deals, and his reputation took a beating. A loss here could end his dreams of making it big. That's why he's fighting so hard, with every move calculated to protect his future. He's not just defending himself. He's showing Hollywood he's not someone to mess with. For Blake and Ryan, it's a different kind of fight. They've got established careers, but they're not untouchable. Losing this lawsuit could cost them their A-list status, with reports saying they're already losing projects and endorsement deals. If they don't turn this around, it could be a hit they can't bounce back from. Hollywood's reaction to this drama is telling. At first, the industry seemed to rally behind Blake and Ryan. They're the golden couple, with years of influence and connections. But as Justin's legal wins pile up, the tide is turning. Sources say some stars at the SNL event were confused about why Blake and Ryan were even there. Others are reportedly keeping their distance, not wanting to get caught in the crossfire. The biggest shock? Taylor Swift, Blake's former best friend, has allegedly cut ties. That's a massive blow. Taylor's one of the most powerful people in entertainment, and if she's stepping back, it's a sign Hollywood might be ready to move on from Blake and Ryan. For Justin, this is a huge win. It evens the playing field and gives him a real shot at coming out on top. Social media is where this drama is really unfolding. When Blake first filed her lawsuit, The internet was all in for her. Support poured in, and Justin was dragged mercilessly. But Justin's team played it smart. By leaking evidence and staying calm under pressure, they turned the narrative around. Now, social media is Team Justin. Content creators are digging into Blake and Ryan's past, looking for anything that might support Justin's side. Some are calling Blake a serial fraudster for allegedly pressuring co-stars to back her claims. Others are sharing videos and posts praising Justin for his resilience. The internet is a powerful force, and right now, it's boosting Justin, while tearing into Blake and Ryan. The media's role in this can't be ignored. Outlets like TMZ are all over this story, with insiders spilling details on every twist. But not everyone's buying Blake's side. Personalities like Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens have been vocal, accusing Blake and Ryan of using their star power to bully Justin. Megyn's been especially brutal, pointing out holes in Blake's lawsuit and praising Justin for standing his ground. Candace has called the couple out for playing the victim while trying to ruin Justin's career. When people like this start speaking up, it's a problem. The media scrutiny is intense, and it's putting even more pressure on Blake and Ryan to fix this mess. So, where does this leave us? The lawsuit is still ongoing, but Justin's got the edge. His legal team is confident, his evidence is solid, and the public's on his side. Blake's team is scrambling, but their moves, like amending the lawsuit, aren't working. Some lawyers think this case won't even go to trial. They believe Blake and Ryan will settle to avoid a $400 million loss and a complete reputation meltdown. Settling would be pricey and might make them look guilty, but it could save their careers. Going to trial is a huge gamble. If they lose, it's over. Their brand, their influence, their status, all gone. For now, they're fighting, but the clock's ticking. Let's talk about Justin's strategy, because it's honestly impressive. When Blake's lawsuit dropped, he was getting crushed. The media, the public, even parts of Hollywood turned on him. But he didn't panic. He stayed calm, let his legal team do the talking, and focused on the facts. That measured approach paid off. By presenting undeniable evidence, like those full text messages, he's not just winning in court. He's winning hearts and minds. Social media is full of people apologizing for judging him too quickly, and some are even calling for Blake to drop the case. It's a masterclass in how to handle a crisis, and it's making Justin a force to be reckoned with. On the flip side, Blake and Ryan's strategy is falling apart. Their PR team's been trying to spin this as a win, with statements about being pleased with court rulings, but it's not fooling anyone. Blake's amended lawsuit was supposed to shake things up, but it's only made her look more desperate. Ryan's attempts to charm his way out of this, like that SNL joke, have backfired spectacularly. Insiders say he's the one who pushed Blake to file the lawsuit in the first place, allegedly because he didn't like Justin. If that's true, it's a classic case of hubris. They underestimated Justin, thinking their star power would carry them through, but he's proving them wrong at every turn. Let's not forget the human side of this. This scandal isn't just about legal documents and court hearings. It's about real people whose lives are being turned upside down. For Justin, this is personal. He's fighting for his career, his reputation, and his future. He's poured everything into this battle, and you can feel the stakes every time his team makes a move. For Blake, it's about protecting her image as a feminist icon and a beloved star. She's built a brand around being relatable and empowering, and this lawsuit is threatening to tear that down. Ryan's in a tough spot, too. He's trying to support his wife while keeping his own career intact, but his missteps are making it harder. This is a high-stakes game, and no one's walking away unscathed. It ends with us. Cast and crew are caught in the middle, and that's another layer of this mess. Some co-stars, like Hassan Minhaj, have spoken out, saying their experience on set was professional and positive. Others have stayed silent, reportedly because Blake's been pressuring them to back her claims. According to insiders, She's reached out to colleagues, asking them to publicly support her, but most have said no. They don't want to risk their careers on a scandal where the evidence is shaky. It's a tough spot. Imagine being asked to pick a side in a fight this big. The fact that even Blake's co-stars are hesitant speaks volumes about how this is playing out behind closed doors. Let's talk about the money for a second, because it's mind-boggling. Blake reportedly made $3 million for It Ends With Us, while Justin earned $300,000 as both actor and director. That's a huge gap, and it shows the power dynamic at play. Blake and Ryan have the resources to throw at this lawsuit with top-tier lawyers and PR teams. Justin's playing with a smaller budget, but he's making every dollar count. The $400 million lawsuit hanging over this is no joke. It's one of the biggest in Hollywood history. If Blake loses, it's not just about the money. It's about the message it sends. A loss would tell the world her claims didn't hold up, and that's a hit. Her brand might not survive. Another angle to consider is how this is affecting the It Ends With Us movie itself. The film was a hit, grossing over $300 million worldwide, but the scandals cast a shadow. Fans who loved the book and movie are torn. Some are Team Blake, others are Team Justin, and many just want the drama to end. Social media is full of debates about whether the movie's tainted now, with some saying they can't watch it without thinking about the lawsuit. It's a shame, because the story was supposed to be about empowerment and breaking cycles of abuse. But now it's synonymous with Hollywood infighting. The cast and crew who worked hard on it deserve better. But that's the reality of a scandal this big. Let's circle back to the SNL event, because it's such a defining moment. Blake and Ryan's decision to attend was already risky. They'd been laying low, avoiding events where they'd face scrutiny. But SNL's 50th anniversary was too big to skip. It was a chance to show the world they're still on top. Except it didn't work out that way. Ryan's joke about the lawsuit was meant to be a cheeky way to brush off the drama, but it landed like a lead balloon. Sources say the audience was visibly uncomfortable, and some stars were whispering about how inappropriate it was. The fact that they were seated among legends like Eddie Murphy and Tina Fey only made it worse. The contrast between their polished image and this messy scandal was stark. The fallout from SNL didn't stop there. Reports say some attendees reached out to organizers, asking why Blake and Ryan were given a platform. Others made it clear they wanted no part of the couple's drama, keeping their distance throughout the night. It's a rare thing to see A-listers publicly snubbed like that, and it's a sign of how much this scandal is hurting their standing. Even Paul McCartney, who was seen chatting with them, reportedly kept it brief. For a couple used to being the center of attention, this had to sting. It's like showing up to a party where everyone's whispering about you. It's awkward, and there's no hiding it. Taylor Swift's role in this is worth diving into, because it's a game changer. Blake and Taylor have been friends for years, with Blake attending Taylor's concerts and even getting a shout-out in Taylor's music. But sources say Taylor's done with Blake over this scandal. The rumor is that Taylor felt Blake's actions, especially the amended lawsuit, were manipulative, and she didn't want her name tied to the drama. Losing Taylor's support is a massive blow. She's not just a friend, she's a cultural juggernaut with a fan base that can make or break reputations. If Taylor's out, it's a signal to the rest of Hollywood that Blake and Ryan are on shaky ground. It's a lonely place to be when even your bestie won't stand by you. Let's talk about the public's reaction, because it's been wild. When this started, Blake was the hero, and Justin was the villain. But as the evidence has come out, fans are switching sides. Social media platforms like X are buzzing with support for Justin, with users sharing screenshots of his team's evidence and praising his resilience. Content creators are making videos breaking down the lawsuit, with some going as far as digging into Blake and Ryan's past projects for signs of shady behavior. The hashtag #JusticeForJustin is gaining traction, and it's a stark contrast to the early days when Blake was the one getting all the love. The internet's a fickle place, but right now, it's Justin's playground. The media's been relentless too. TMZ's been dropping exclusives, with sources close to both sides spilling the tea. But it's not just gossip sites. Mainstream outlets are picking up the story, analyzing every court filing and public appearance. Personalities like Megyn Kelly are leading the charge, calling out Blake and Ryan for what she sees as a power grab. In a recent interview, Megyn said they're using their fame to bully Justin, and she's thrilled he's fighting back. Candace Owens has been just as blunt, accusing Blake of playing the victim while trying to destroy Justin's career. When voices this loud are against you, it's hard to keep the narrative under control. Blake's PR team is trying, but the cracks are showing. So what's next? The lawsuit's still in play, but Justin's got the momentum. His team's latest win came in a closed-door meeting with the judge, where they presented new evidence that reportedly undermined Blake's biggest claims. Details are scarce, but insiders say it was a major blow to her case. Blake's team is pushing back, saying they're eager to move forward with discovery and confident she'll win once all the evidence is out. But that confidence feels shaky when you look at the scoreboard. Justin's winning in court, on social media, and in the public's eyes. Some lawyers think a settlement is the most likely outcome, with Blake and Ryan cutting a deal to avoid a trial. It'd be costly, but it might be their only way to save face. If this does go to trial, it's going to be a spectacle. A $400 million lawsuit between Hollywood heavyweights? That's the kind of thing that dominates headlines for months. Every text message, every email, every witness statement would be dissected by the media and the public. For Blake, the risk is huge. If she loses, her reputation as a feminist advocate and relatable star is toast. For Ryan, it's about protecting his brand as the charming everyman. And for Justin, it's about proving he's not the bad guy. A trial would air all their dirty laundry, and in Hollywood, that's a death sentence for your image. No wonder insiders are betting on a settlement. It's the least painful way out. Let's reflect on Justin's journey, because it's honestly inspiring. When Blake's lawsuit hit, he was down for the count. The media was against him, fans were trashing him, and Hollywood was ready to write him off. But he didn't give up. He leaned on his legal team, stayed calm, and let the evidence speak for itself. That resilience is paying off in a big way. He's not just fighting for himself. He's showing other underdogs in Hollywood that you can take on the big dogs and win. His measured approach, compared to Blake and Ryan's chaotic PR stunts, is a lesson in how to handle a crisis. It's no wonder people are rooting for him. Blake and Ryan, on the other hand, are learning a hard lesson. They're used to controlling the narrative, with their charm and influence smoothing over any bumps. But this time, they miscalculated. They thought Justin would fold under pressure, but he's outsmarted them at every turn. Ryan's especially taken a hit. His SNL joke and offhand comments have made him look like the bad guy, not the lovable Deadpool star. Some fans are even calling him cringe and questioning whether he's as nice as he seems. Blake's struggling too. Her image as a feminist icon is clashing with accusations that she's trying to manipulate co-stars and the public. It's a fall from grace nobody saw coming. The It Ends With Us movie is collateral damage in all this. It was supposed to be a celebration of a beloved story, but now it's tied to this toxic drama. Fans are split. Some say they can't watch it without thinking about the lawsuit, while others are defending it as a separate piece of art. The cast and crew are in an awkward spot, with some staying quiet to avoid picking sides. It's a reminder of how a scandal can ripple out, affecting everyone involved. Colleen Hoover, the author, has stayed mostly silent, but you have to wonder how she feels seeing her story dragged through the mud like this. Let's talk about the power dynamics at play. Blake and Ryan are Hollywood titans, with the money and connections to make problems disappear. Justin's a relative newcomer, with fewer resources and less clout. On paper, this should have been an easy win for the golden couple. But Justin's proving that evidence and strategy can outweigh star power. His legal team's been meticulous, and his decision to fight publicly, through press conferences and leaked evidence, has kept him in the game. It's a David versus Goliath story, and right now, David's got the slingshot aimed just right. 1. Thing that's fascinating is how this scandal's exposing Hollywood's underbelly. The industry thrives on image, and stars like Blake and Ryan have built empires on being likable. But when that image cracks, the fallout is brutal. This drama's showing how quickly the industry can turn on its own. Blake and Ryan went from untouchable to isolated in a matter of weeks. It's also highlighting the role of public opinion in shaping careers. In the past, a star could weather a scandal with a good PR team. But today, with social media amplifying every move, there's no hiding. Justin's tapped into that, using the internet to rally support, while Blake and Ryan are struggling to keep up. As we near the end, let's think about what this all means. This isn't just a celebrity feud. It's a clash of egos, power, and ambition. Blake and Ryan thought they could steamroll Justin, but he's turned the tables in a way nobody expected. It's a reminder that even the biggest stars aren't invincible, and sometimes the underdog can steal the show. Whether you're Team Justin, Team Blake, or just here for the chaos, this drama's got us all hooked. It's a real-time lesson in how Hollywood works and how it breaks. So, what's your take? Do you think Blake and Ryan will settle, or are they headed for a courtroom showdown? Is Justin the hero here, or is there more to the story we don't know? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you're as obsessed with this drama as I am, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Share this video with your friends who love a good Hollywood scandal, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.